Hey everybody, it's Monica Bullington. I just watched the House Hunters International, no, not International, regular House Hunters episode that aired last night, and they were in Peoria, and it was kind of hilarious. So it's this couple that moving from DeKalb and moving to Peoria. And the way that they describe towns anyway, it's like everything's in relation to Chicago because, of course, no one understands anything about Illinois except for in relation to Chicago, which I don't. Describing Peoria from Chicago, I think, is even more difficult than when you're talking about Bloomington from Chicago. But anyway, I don't think anybody actually cared except for me. So they're moving from DeKalb, and I guess the husband does a farm or family farm near the Peoria area, so they wanted on the west side of Peoria. And then the wife is a stay-at-home mom, and what else? She does a princess or like costume business or something like that. So the whole thing, I think it was called Princess in Peoria or something like that, was the name of the episode. So they focused the whole thing on like, hey, you have this one thing that you're mildly interested in. So like, let's make that the whole episode. So she really likes the ornate old houses, and he doesn't. Of course, they don't like the same thing, because it wouldn't be an episode of House Hunters unless people had different ideas of what they wanted. Because it's never people that are like, oh yeah, we like bi-levels, and then they show them 3 bi-levels that are pretty much the same. It's always just these absurd differences in the houses. So the first house was Queen Anne, that was south of Peoria, and it had a turret and just had all that old house charm. And of course she loved it, and she walks in. I've never heard someone talk about chandeliers as much as this lady talked about chandeliers. Every house it was, oh, the chandelier is to die for. So I'm sure that they're just like keep harping, telling her what to talk about, you know. So how much she loves the old houses and how ornate, and it's the same like 5 things that people like that they keep, you know, repeating. And shocker, he didn't care for it because it had a lot of maintenance. So then they go to the second house, and it's this like pretty average brick house that was built 20 years ago. And then of course he liked it, but the bedrooms, you know, there was 3 bedrooms on the main floor and 2 were in the basement, and they just were like, no. Plus their budget was $275, and one of the brick house that they showed was $340, which I'm sure like was not really in contention. And you know, the producers were like, here, show them this house, or whatever it was that came up. But I'm thinking, there's never a world in which if my client's budget was $275 that I would even remotely, I mean, like maybe $280 I would show them, but $340, no. And I'm pretty sure he didn't want to look at the house, and the broker was like, no, let's just look anyway. So that house was pretty obviously out of the contest. And then the third house was this